before I started taking acting classes or working with acting coaches and stuff like that, nilikuwa tu ninafanya kitu lakini ukiniambia, hey, that was such a good reaction, how did you get yourself to that place, I couldn't answer, you know. Or if they called cut and then I wanted to get to that place again, I couldn't get there because ilikuwa tu tapo kubahatisha, you know. But then when you understand the method that gets you to that madness, then you can recreate it over and over again.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Artsin Show. My name is Chepto Ekboyo, and today we have Nice Githinji. She's an actress, a voiceover artist, a TV host, and a producer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Wacha tuanze tu kwanza na jina. What is the meaning of, is it nice? Is it nice? And what is the meaning of your name?
The meaning is exactly as the word. I think they just saw me and thought I was the nicest thing ever. However, it's English and not French. So it's nice and not nice.
Unanikumbusha Nice Biscuits, the high school.
Yep.
Ebu, tell us, where did you grow up? What schools did you go to?
What?
To pay your background. Yes. It's
girl,
a freaking
what time do you have?
1 hour.
You have time, okay.
Yes.
I was born in Mombasa.
Okay.
In Kizingo. A hospital called Vibakar Hospital. And then later on, we moved to Nairobi.
Okay.
Early days in Makongeni Estate. My mom was a civil servant.
Okay.
So even in Kizingo, which was Kenya Railways, Githinji used to work for the railways. Then we came to Nairobi, my mom also worked for the railways. That's why we ended up in Makongeni. And then there was that big time when people are being retrenched. She's one of the people who got retrenched. And then we moved to Moja. Then I got into high school. I went to Makongeni Primary School. Early school in Mombasa here and there, but then, But then I went to Makongeni Primary School, and then I went to Senior Chief Koinange.
Okay.
And then after that, it was just downhill. It was uphill from there. Yeah, so when I finished high school, soon after, I started acting. Some guys came to my school, Planet Theatre, who were coming to perform. And one of the guys had been in my school before Kwame graduate the previous year.
Okay.
And so I asked him, Anto, how are we doing this acting thing? He gave me a number. And that was it. By 17, I was out of home, living on my own. And doing shows
in Nairobi.
Here in Nairobi. Before iweka Nairo. Nimekoniwa babe. Wow, nimekoniwa.
Tuseme hiyo story sahi ama tu postpone.
Tunaweza postpone vile unataka shoni yako.
Sisi tushasema umekoniwa tuiseme sahi.
Nilikoniwa hao. So before I moved to, was it before Umo or before going to Buru? I was looking for a house in South B. Nikaenda nikatafuta nyumba nikapata na nikalipa rent and deposit hadi everything was ready, right?
Yeah.
And then this day my friend and I are going to clean the house. Unajua vile mtu enda kuosha nyumba kabla
move in.
I found a whole family plus a child crying outside with
what do you
full
mean
furniture.
You found a whole family?
Up until today I've never understood mazinga ombwe gani hayo because I had been to that house over and over like for weeks and weeks. Even the previous day I was there and it was empty.
Kama walikuwa masquatter hapo hivyo.
Mimi siwezi shanga ama ni maybe ni game walikuwa wanacheza. So walinifanya hivyo. Wakaenda na pesa yangu but
so ukajoin ni family ama
Siku join family sasa how ilienda. Agent hapatikani. That's how I ended up finding a house in Buru. I had to like figure myself out.
Find something else to do. Pole sana.
It's all right, Nairobi.
I read online you lost your parents.
Yes.
What do you miss the most about them?
What do I miss the most about her? That's what I miss.
Okay.
Na miss konanio in Kikuyu. That means kutendekezwa. I miss not having to worry about some things. I keep saying if my mom was still alive, I'd probably still be living with her and I'd have so much extra money because I don't see where I would ever move out. I miss a lot. I miss having somebody who's exactly like me in my life because I'm a like copy paste of my mother.
You're an older twin.
It's weird. I walk in town sometimes and somebody will stop me and go like, when you marry? And this is somebody who's never met me before.
Wow.
So apparently I'm her splitting image. So I miss a lot of things. I can't like put it in words.
Okay. Yeah. You starred in Subira, the musical.
Yes.
How challenging or easy was it doing a musical as compared to other stage performances?
I had to work a lot on my voice. So, see, I can sing. I can't sing. That sounded like I can't sing. I can't sing.
I was like, you're a karaoke host, how?
Yeah. I can't sing, and apparently I sing pretty damn well. But then I have learned about this only via doing karaoke and doing musicals. So what is usually challenging to me when I do musicals, because this is the third musical, if not the fourth I've done so far. Yeah. What challenges me is I know I can act. You're Rico Kando. Okay. But then it's the music. And then in a musical, you're working with pros. You know, you're in a musical with Akina Jun Gashui or Kaz Lucas. Yeah. People who are actually musicians. Karaoke. Yeah. So, but I like it. It intimidates me, but then it makes me work harder. And I think my voice has pretty much really grown with every show I do.
You didn't have a voice coach?
We always have voice coaches. Oh, yeah. Okay. For Subira, there was Kaz Kasozi. And Ruambu has also trained me. I think it was for Greece. So there's always a voice coach. But then, they can't coach something that's not there. Hey. Can we just be honest?
Iko down, Aj.
I'll just say. Yeah. Kuna koga na voice coaches. Yeah. Na zina koga ngumu because you have to dance, you have to sing, you have to act. Yeah. You have to, so you, like your account, 3 directors, you have to do things for 3 directors.
For
the
all
acting,
of them.
The dancing instructor, and the music director. So ni kazi nyingi lakini ni kazi tamu.
Okay. Yeah. Rafiki.
Yes.
Which was banned by KFCB. And when you tell anyone about Rafiki, they assume it's just a blue movie.
I know.
What would you want people to know about that movie if they have not watched it?
I'd like them to know that Rafiki speaks a lot about liberation. It speaks about liberation. It speaks about love. It speaks about freedom. And the other thing is, I remember when we had, I think, one screening in Kenya.
Yeah.
And a lot of people wanted to come watch it, especially my friends, my dude friends, because they're like, hey,
we need to see this trick action.
And then they came. And then there was nothing. They're like, nice. So it was too much.
Clickbait.
Yes. I have to go clickbait. It's the KFCB stories and how they sold it. Only clickbait wananchi. It was really less about all that erotic stuff that you may imagine. Yeah.
2 decades in the film industry.
This is true. Why are you counting though? God.
Lazima.
Mbona tunahesabu?
Sasa unaingia era ya veteran.
Uliona tweet yangu nikikasirika. Nikisema veteran, ukiniita veteran nafikiria.
Ningekuintroduce hivyo unge-work out.
Ningejam. A veteran in the Vietnam War? What are you telling me?
What is back in 2 decades in the industry?
Yes.
What keeps you going?
The need to express myself. So you see, how you start, I don't know if it's just with art, I guess with everything in life. How you start is not how you ever finish, okay? So with every new project I come across, I learn new things and I feel the need to express myself differently. There's constantly that need of, I want to evolve into something different, but until it's here is when I know. So that's what keeps me going. The need to put my art out there, and the need to express myself differently in other ways. And my work is really therapy for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's absolute therapy. There's a friend of mine who says that I like sad roles. I am very drawn to dark art, dark poetry, just dark things, And so I prefer such roles. I try to figure out it so that I don't sound like I'm insane. I'm pulled to sad things, to dark things.
Yeah.
I like roles where I am miserable and I have to cry a lot. But that's because in my daily life, I legit don't. Avoid crying.
So it's the opposite of your
so
real
hiyo ni
reality.
kutoa. Saa ingine inakuwaga tu kutoa machungu ambayo nimeweka siku nyingi. Yeah, sometimes
it doesn't weigh you down after you come out of those roles.
It does. But then I think everyone has their way of coping with things. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it does. But you just figure out I don't know. If you have therapy, you go to therapy. If you don't, my therapy is my cats and my plants. Yeah.
As we said earlier, you're a producer.
This is true.
Which your work is basically making or breaking a production. What's the most challenging thing about being a producer in Kenya?
Being a producer in Kenya.
Aye.
That is the answer.
In one sentence.
Let me tell you.
Why? Ebu expound you.
Because there's a lot of bureaucracy around no systems. So if things were tailor-made to work a certain way, by the time I'm getting a script from Nick Ndeda, I have to worry whether KFCB is going to ban it. So I raise funds for it before I figure out whether KFCB is going to ban it or not? Or do I wait for KFCB to tell me what they're telling me? And also, does that mean that we're going to change our narrative if that is the case? then what happens to the budget, then what happens to the storyline and the theme, ni complicated.
Wow.
I am only producing because I am an actor and I need to work. So I produce to get work, to create work for myself. It's not a hobby. If I could afford to produce normally, I would have a whole company to produce and I'd just stick to acting.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you select your director?
On a project-to-project basis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For instance, this project, we want to work with an all-female team.
Okay.
And the story has a particular sex scene that is not very sexy, but it runs a risk of looking violent. Do you know? It's yeah.
It's too rough that someone can think
it's
a rape.
almost too rough. It's a very detached sex scene. Yeah, it's two people who are having sex and they really don't. Maybe they don't. Yeah. So there's that, number one. Number two, then I like working with female directors. I haven't had the option to pick them up until now because I just think that they have a different touch to how they view things, how they see emotions.
Yeah.
How fikiria more about the feeling. They're not very vichwa vyao havijakwama kwa technical work only.
Okay.
Yeah, because women are intuitive.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's yeah. So it's on a case-to-case basis.
So it's 360 about
It's a 360
the
about
performance
it.
of the director.
It is, although I'm really trying to work more with female directors going forward.
We've talked about the bad side, or let's say the challenging side of producing. What do you love about producing?
That I get to choose my own team. That I get to paint the work of art the way I want. Because producers call the shots.
Yeah.
You could want to blow up a car and then producer goes like, no, itabidi ume blow up nduthi kwa sababu kuna budget. But then if you're the producer, then you can make that happen if you want to. Yes, I like because also I'm a mad control freak. I like to control things. Not just for the control sake, just I like to look good. And if you're not in control, you're never sure whether you're going to look good.
Whether it's happening the right way.
Because hauna control in it, yeah.
How important is it for an actor to have an acting coach or at least attend an acting classes?
It is absolutely important because most of us are born with the talent, at least
Some.
everyone I know really who is a good actor. They were born with the talent, but then it's after learning that they understood the method to the madness, I say. So for instance, before I started taking acting classes or working with acting coaches and stuff like that, nilikuwa tu ninafanya kitu lakini ukiniambia, hey, that was such a good reaction. How did you get yourself to that place? I couldn't answer, you know? Or if they called cut and then I wanted to get to that place again, I couldn't get there because ilikuwa tu tapo kubahatisha, you know? But then when you understand the method that gets you to that madness, then you can recreate it over and over again. So it's very important then your performances are not just a fluke. Yeah, they are constantly intentional.
Okay. At some point, you lost a lot of weight.
Sure.
Was it about a character you're playing ama ilikuwa tu lifestyle change?
Neither. It was baby weight. Bro, I've been in this industry since I was 17. Ile mafuta ya utoto tu ile. Me, that's how I see it. It was nothing intentional. It just, the weight went. People insisted that I give them a reason and still I came up with one. I said I drink a lot of water and yogurt, which is true. Up until now, my fridge is full of ask anyone who knows me. Vanilla yogurt, mala. It's just those things. But I had to sit down and go like, okay, what is it? And then I gave a reason. But there was no reason. There's nothing I did intentionally.
Yeah.
But I would really like to lose weight. I like the idea of being small because I'm short. Sasa nikinona nakanga kama kamtungi. Not
that much. Kamtungi extreme.
If I were a tall person, I don't really think I'd care about weight that much. Tall people hold weight really nicely with such class. But
We tend to hide it well.
Quite well, yeah. Sisi wengine is a problem. Yeah.
If you're to do a sequel of your past projects, and this I'm talking about movies, and I'm going to list them.
Okay.
Rafiki, All Girls Together, and Benta. Which one?
Out of those particular
Out of the three.
A sequel.
Yeah. And why?
All Girls Together.
Kwa nini?
Because it was a story. First of all, I keep saying that I think Janet and I were constantly ahead of our time. You know, we did all girls together before people were even talking about girls and fooling around with boys. Yeah. We went and did a reality show in Mombasa even before Nairobi Diaries was here. You know, so I'll do all girls together because there's a very different dimension of being girlfriends right now. I'm curious to see where these girls went after Jody slept with Sasha's boyfriend. What happened in this day and age? Did they stay friends? Walikansoliana kama wale friends zetu wana own spa? Nacheki. Or what happened? Yeah. So that's the sequel I do. I'm curious to see where their lives took them.
Do you have a special someone in your life?
I have so many special people in my life.
Okay.
There's so many. You're all special.
There's so many all special.
Do not feel, if I haven't said your name, just know your name is in my heart.
I'm just talking about relationship wise, not parents, siblings, Dini.
But that's what I'm answering.
Oh, there are many.
Ideally, okay. Wow. Sasa umenikuta?
Nimekukuta.
This is what I think.
Hadi
Okay. I am not big on commitments and I'm not big on ownership.
Oh, interesting. Okay? Interesting.
I think I have a very big heart that has capability of loving a couple of people at the same time. It's important that I don't lie. And so
it's a polyamorous.
I don't know if they know that.
Oh, they don't know.
Maybe they don't. But then I am not working around as lying to anyone that they are my only one. Yeah. Plus also I like space. So being with one person it means paying attention. It means so many things. Like what if I just don't want anyone around me for a month? You're going to catch a feeling.
Yeah.
So it's easier when loose strings around you.
Have you ever tried a monogamous relationship before?
I have been in so many. That's why I've been what I am calling single. This is the 7th year. Okay? Because I've been dating since I was 18. And I have lived with everyone I have dated, bro. Everyone I dated, I lived with. We were together for not under 3 years. I was constantly in one marriage and it was like a string of marriages that were relationships. And that was in my 20s and in my teens. So I did that stint long enough. Now I am trying to find out who I am. What makes me tick and stuff.
Being adventurous.
Tickle. Like, I don't know.
It's like you're auditioning massive amount of guys.
Let's see.
And before I assume they're guys, are they guys? Are they mixed? These people you're auditioning?
But love is love, isn't it?
Isn't interesting. Acha, let me stop poking holes in this relationship. I read on your bio on the Wikipedia page, you're a cat person. What is it about cats that you love? Or
I'm actually an animal and plants person. I just have 4 cats because I don't have a bigger compound for more animals and dogs to be specific. I think it's unfair to keep a dog in an apartment.
Yeah.
Closed in. Dogs need a compound and stuff like that, yeah. I just like animals and plants because they're easier to deal with. They're honest. You don't water it dies.
Yeah.
Do you know?
It's very simple to deal with.
It's really simple. You don't
There's no complication.
It goes away when you touch it. If it wants to hang with you, it comes and sits on your lap. It's easier and more honest and direct. There's very little bullshit, if any, with animals and plants.
You're bullshit. Wacha tuipeleke mbali. You're also a karaoke host.
This is true.
How did you get into it?
Weird. Hata sijui nilikuwa nafanya nini ama wapi ama aje. I just know that one day I was talking to somebody and then they told me, or I found out that people host karaoke. No clue. All I know is that I was at Nelson's office on top of a casino in Hurlingham with somebody. I think it was Vio, a friend of mine. And we said, hey, so I'm here. I'd like to host karaoke. He asked me, can you sing? I said, I think so. He said, what song do you know? I didn't know any. He put on Take a Bow or Unfaithful by that time.
Yeah.
On the laptop, I sang. Then my first gig was karaoke at Casablanca. Na tukaendelea tu.
Nice shisha place.
Or
it used to be nice shisha place.
It used to be such a nice spot. That's
cool vibes. So no one could find you there, and then all of a sudden
and chill.
My gold scammers wakakama hapo Casablanca
yani karibika. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Last year when we spoke, you were doing Kenyan Zilizopendwa, right?
Yes.
With your crew of other actors.
Ulikuja?
Sikukuja. Ndio nataka uniambie kwani. Nataka uniambie all about it. What is it about? Are you doing it in several series? Ama it was a one-off?
Okay. So Zilizopendwa was curated by myself and one of my closest friends. Well, my closest friend, she's called Victoria Geshwara. She's a musician. The idea behind Zilizopendwa was we wanted to have an experience. Okay? Not just come and sit down and listen to music and walk away. We needed an experience, and we also needed something that tapped into some authenticism within Kenyans, okay? And so we talked about it, and then we came up with Zilizopendwa. We found our repertoire, but then we had to figure out which artists we're going to bring. Initially, Victoria, because she's mostly a musician, she wanted to work with musicians.
Yeah.
But then I thought, come on, anyone is going to expect who? Pendo ni musician. Forget that. Let me say a musician that is obvious. Everyone is going to expect MDQ to perform because she's a musician.
Yes.
But what if you bring Andrew Mudhure, who's an actor, to a gig where there is music happening, you know? And it was also really important that we fuse old music with new music. Naona ni kama tumesahau nyimbo zetu, man. And there's nothing wrong with moving into the new sound, but then it was really important that we remind people, pay homage. And so we are doing it twice a year. The next version is in August, so we'll be doing it twice a year. We are planning to go a bit bigger, you know, have vendors, invite some guest artists. This new edition, which we're going to be spotlighting artists. Kama tunafanya nyimbo nyingi za mushrooms, we invite the mushrooms to come and watch us do their shows, you know, just to say thank you for what you've done and how far you've taken us.
So is it a journey all through Zilizopendwa artist? Ama you pick specific one per show? So you say these are the top 4 we're going to highlight in this series, and those are the ones you'll sing the songs?
It's a journey through Zilizopendwa artists, but then with each series, we highlight an artist. Yes. So you can say this time it's Tabu Osusa. Next time it's the mushrooms. Next time Daudi Kabaka. It doesn't matter. But we do hope that we're going to transcend beyond Africa. But then we need to fix Kenya first, and then we'll see what the rest of the world looks like. Tunafanya muziki yetu kwanza.
Upcoming projects, what we should expect in 2022.
So, my friend Nick Ndeda, who is a friend, writer and actor, and we're producing a film called Midnight Van. Midnight Van's premise is, well, not the premise, but ideally it's just about the culpability of the media when it comes to post-election violence. It's about misinformation. We're trying to teach people it's civic empowerment, you know. We would like to also, at some future time, collect data and see where we are at as Kenyans. We can't always wait for wanaitwaje Sinovet, Sopsis. Wale watu wanafanyaga hizo wanaitwa nini?
Polls.
Watu wanafanyaga polls zenye huko sure really zinafanyika aje.
Watu wangapi walisampoliwa? Which area?
Na mimi kwa nini sijaulizwa? Do you ever wonder why they never come up to you? When do they?
My sister was working for Ipsos Sinovet.
So did she ever ask you questions?
Yes.
Okay, me, I've never been asked home. I've never been asked a single question. I'm like, Kenyan said. I am a Kenyan. I never said that, you know.
But those questions were too many, and some of them, I lied.
You lied. So yeah, that's what Midnight Van is about. It is going to premiere right before elections. We'd like to distribute it all around the country for absolutely free.
Okay.
We're working with an all-female crew. What else? And so now we have an M-Changa and a GoFundMe account where we're asking people to help and support, invest, whichever word you prefer, to put into our film, because again, we're not doing the film for resale. So it's not for profit.
You're not benefiting from it.
We're not benefiting from it. So it would be nice if people are paid off. But the other thing we're also asking for is things in kind. You know, tunataka kushoot kwa nyumba, chep. Can we use your house for free, you know? You have a clothes line, we need wardrobe. Can you give us clothes then? It doesn't really have to be in cash. Do you own a fleet of cars? Give us the cars. And
so like partnerships, that's what you're looking for.
Cash, kind, whichever way it's coming, We are also dubbing the show into 9 different languages, Kenyan languages. And so we have
the main ones ama mpaka hizo Elmolo huko.
To be honest, siwezi sema main kwa sababu what is really not main. Unfortunately, kuna watu tu wamebypassiwa kwa sideline, that's the word. However, I'm doing Rift Valley. Niliangalia tu, ideally we just looked at the places where tension gets
the hotspots
this
for
is tension,
likely to blow up.
Exactly. So we've picked Nairobi, Coast Province, Rift Valley, Western, and Nyanza. So like in Rift Valley, we're translating it to 3 languages: Kipsigis, Keyo, and something. And then in Coast Province, we're doing obviously Swahili, but then there'll be Digo, Taita, and Giriama. But then if you're in Machakos, I'm sure you understand Kiswahili, so the Kiswahili translation might just work. Also, we are 42 tribes, and already our budget is upwards of 7M. And that's just 9 languages. So we could translate it in all the languages if the budget was right. Yeah. But so far, we just picked the hotspots. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome.
Imagine
so much.
We are done.
Are we now?
Ume go through this question.
Sababu siogopa kujibu maswali.
Okay. Please come back next time.
Yes.
And then we keep doing this.
Okay. Yes, please. Okay.
Thank you guys for watching the episode. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.